is happening, everybody? I, of course, Dan Romanoff. Dwayne Wade is on assignment. And everybody know my Nando. Randall Pancakes is out of the country, so filling in for him. Dwayne Wade's cousin ain't Wade.
What's going on, everybody?
And for the first time joining us, our special guest, football analyst, OTL analyst, and football OTL analyst, our specialist, Evan Dunter. Evan, say hello to folks back home.
Glad to be here, guys.
We appreciate it. It's going to be a great show. Welcome back. This is your weekly OTL. My guest will join us shortly, but it's been a while since we've been together for an OTL, so it's time for an update to see what we've missed. Cue the music.
Update.
Coming into week 6, it's been a weird start to the year so far, with 3 of our top 5 quarterbacks with the last names Mahomes, Goff, and Cousins. Nobody saw that coming. They've been throwing to guys with the last names Cup and Thielen. Things haven't changed too much in our league. Defenses can still score, sacks still hurt, and any given player can either go off or hit rock bottom on a weekly basis. Rookies have been taking over the league, from Calvin Ridley to Saquon Barkley to Sony Michel, and even Sam Darnold getting in on some of the action. Meanwhile, we've had veterans have a hard time getting footing. Odell Beckham Jr., Keenan Allen, and Julio Jones have barely even found the end zone, and they've been getting outpaced for guys with last names like Lockett and Galladay. Whoever's heard of them. Things that we thought were going to be a given, like the Jaguars and the Broncos riding their defenses into the playoffs, just haven't happened. Case Keenum was supposed to improve that offense, and that just hasn't showed up. And Leonard Fournette can't stay on the field to be the workhorse for the Jaguars. And a league that found itself last year struggling to find anybody to really make any moves above 500 has already found itself in a position where 2 teams have almost locked up playoff spots. And we're almost flashing back to scenery of 2 years ago when Muth and Mike Lawrence took the league by storm and left everybody else just trying to fight for the last 2 playoff spots. And although all hope seems lost and a number of owners have already voiced their disapproval of how the league has played out so far, we've got plenty of football left to play. And that was your update. It's time to dig into it deeper. Tell me, guys, what's the biggest shock this season? That last year's champion Jack Reed had his 1-5, or that Devin Hunter's 5-0? Evan Dunter, what do you think?
I think it's more surprising that Devin's 6-0 because he knows nothing about football and he's a Giants fan. He beat Sandusky's tight ends early in the year, but it's hard to beat a team twice. So I'd watch out.
Cousin Wade, you agree with him? You think that it's really Devin Hunter who seems to have no idea what he's doing, rambling off points and W's, or is it more that Jack Reed had somebody you thought was going to be a stable point in the league, not having the ability to put any points up on the board on a consistent basis?
Fair point, man. What I think is, I do agree with Evan Dunter over here. But what I will say is that the teams that were supposed to be doing great this year, not doing so hot now. Not looking so good.
Maybe a surprise to our analysts, but it's not a surprise to Devin Hunter. Earlier this year, we released just a small segment of a large interview that we had when we sat down and saw Devin Hunter conversing with Mike Lawrence. And it did get a little bit heated. Take a look.
20 points? Like, Fuller
Yeah.
won you some games.
Wolf, hell yeah, dude. It's called making good pickups. He was on the wire, and I picked him up.
That's what I did with defenses.
Yeah, but you drop your defenses aren't
So?
like every week for the rest of the season starting. Like you already got rid of Green Bay. Like Will Fuller, like he's on my team for the rest of the season. Baldwin, he's on my team for the rest of the season. Like really, there's no one on my team that I want to drop right now.
Dude, that's fine. But
I can't drop anybody on my team.
you're
That's how
about
good
to-
my team
You're
is.
about to go through the gauntlet.
I'm not going through any gauntlet.
I hope you lose the rest of the year.
As long as I beat you next week, I'm
Like
fine.
3 points. Gordon has like 10. Fuller gets none.
I'm not even starting Fuller this week. That's how stacked my team is. Like I got players I'd rather start over Will Fuller. Like that's how good my
You
team
might
is.
go off, or watch Fuller go off. The other players don't. Bitch.
He said, what, man?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird moment for us to be a part of. What did you take away from the film, man?
You know, for a winning team, he's not really humble. I don't respect that. You know, he thinks he's all good about. He's talking about how he picks so good. He picks all these great guys. Fantasy football's all luck, honestly. So
And that's coming from an expert. That's coming from an OTL analyst expert. So this is mostly luck. This is not skill that we're witnessing
no,
here.
fantasy football, all luck.
And I think a lot of guys in our league could use that sentiment. We've had a lot of issues in recent weeks with a number of people giving up. And you think that's a viable strategy here in a game full of luck, giving up?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah, tell us more about
Yeah,
that.
look at Sandusky tight ends. They've been in the playoffs the past 2 years. Last year they gave up halfway through the season, turned it around, made it back to the playoffs. This past week they gave up after Nick Mason was killing them. Look at them, squeaked out a victory after he gave up. Out of nowhere.
Are you a fan of the giving up strategy?
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
You know, I think Dirty D really needs to just give up on his team. What is he, like 1-4 right now? Man, sucks.
You think giving up's going to turn his season around?
I feel like that's the only shot he's got. That or dropping his whole team and just starting from scratch with bench players.
Your opinion on how people have been handling the season? What's your opinion on the trade debacle that we've been going back and forth? Some illegitimate trades, the commissioner having to step in and reset the league. Where do you sit on all that?
So first of all, I'd like to say there's a lot of collusion going on in this league.
You're a collusion guy. You're in the collusion
And
collusion group.
I'm with Bensi on the collusion. Listen here, there's been some good trades that popped up, but it's the veto thing. I don't think the veto should happen. Yeah, I think it was Dalton and Mike try to drop all their players and stuff.
Benz was in there as well. In that initial trade, but you say that Benz is actually more on the appropriate side of this.
I think so. Because, I mean, there have been some good, solid trades being tried. You know, 2-star players trying to get traded, but no one wants trades in this league. I don't know why. I like trades, but...
And you're an expert. You're an analyst. You're an expert analyst.
I'm up there.
And so while he's saying that the trades you support trades, but you're anti-veto.
Anti-veto, support the trades.
And are you a trade guy or are you a veto guy?
My way, man, I'd make the trades. If the trade doesn't look good, straight up veto, man. Illuminati.
Well, I appreciate all the knowledge you dropped there, Ain't Wade, and for turning into a green cactus on command so that you can teach us a little bit of something. You learned something about trades there? I know I did.
I don't know why.
Yeah, well, that was another fantastic episode of the OTL. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for my guests, Heaven Dunter and Ain't Wade, for turning into the cactus here so we could get it all done. Filling in for his cousin, Dwayne Wade. And everybody know my Nandle, Randall Pancakes, who's out of the country, but he'll be back soon enough. We'll all see him then. This was your weekly OTL.
Pleasure being here, man.
You know, I think Dirty D really needs to just give up on his team. What is he, like 1-4 right now? Man, sucks.
You think giving up's going to turn his season around?
I feel like that's the only shot he's got. That or dropping his whole team and just starting from scratch with bench players.